Hey everyone, I have been getting a lot of requests for help installing the Memex script. In this video, I am going to show you how to install the Memex script and also how to set up continuous integration. Continuous integration lets you update the code, customize the code, and push it to your website later on without having to reinstall everything. The best part is that during this process, your app stays online, your website will remain online and will not experience any kind of downtime at all. Let's start by setting up Memex on your laptop or computer. So first, fork the repository from GitHub. So once your fork is complete, we shall clone this to your local computer. Click on Code, copy this URL, open VS Code, and get a terminal. So git clone Memex. Next, we shall open the clone repo in VS Code. So you just type code and the name of the folder. So we'll close the old window and work on the new window. Your next step will be to make a copy of the env.example and rename it to .env. We shall then install the dependencies, composer, update. We shall then install the npm assets, npm I. So once that is complete, so in the new terminal, we are going to run vite npm run dev. So in the new terminal, we are going to serve the application PHP artisan serve. So heading back to our original terminal, we are now going to migrate the database. So PHP artisan migrate fresh seed. So the application should be running locally right now. We'll open the browser and go to the localhost. So you want to copy the link from the terminal. So we shall go to the terminal that's having artisan, this, and we use this link to preview our application. And so it's now installed locally. So that is all. So next, I'm going to show you how to set up Memex on your VPS. I'll start by creating a fresh VPS at Linode. Go to Linode. I'll create a 4 GB. Put a label pump cow. Enter password and hit create. So the Linode has been created. We are going to point the domain to the VPS. We shall go to create domain. For this, I'll call this pump.fan. Add an email. I'll use Red Cloud, and I'll make sure that Linode inserts the records for me. And we say create domain. So that's all. The domain is now pointing to your Linode. The next step will be to download some scripts that I have set up at scriptoshi.com. So we'll head over to scriptoshi.com. Click on login. Then you go down and download this set. Let's find where this is. So we extract this. And this is what you find. You find the Laravel CI, and the VPS scripts in here. So I'll set up an FTP connection to the VPS that we just created. I'll call this pump cow. So head back to Linode and get the IP address. This is root, and we use a key, SSH key. Okay, save. So open. So once it connects, I will upload the Ubuntu script. For those that need to take a look at the script, you can use ChatGPT. You can throw the script in ChatGPT and ask it about what the script does. So I'll upload this, just drag and drop. So next I'll have an SSH connection to the server. This is pump cow. So if I ls, okay, you can see that the script is here. I will run it, bash. So what this script will do, it will install everything required to run Laravel and Memex. It will set up MySQL, it will set up PHP, it will set up Apache, so that it saves you all that time that you would have spent setting up these items individually. Alright, once installation ends, you'll receive this screen that shows you the information you require to access MySQL. Your next step will be to create the virtual host for Apache. So to do this again, we are going to use one of the scripts that are in this pack. We shall go back to the bash pack and we'll look for virtual host, okay? And we shall upload this to the server. So we shall use this virtual host. So we shall run bash virtual host .sh and the name of your domain. So the domain has been created, Apache has been configured to use it. It's that simple. And if you visit your server right now, you see that Apache is loading. So next, we are going to install the SSL certificate. Satport --apache -d pump.fan. Scriptoshi. So we have successfully deployed certificates for pump.fan. So if we reload, we can see that now we do have a certificate. Next, we are going to be creating a database for Memex on MySQL. So we do have database.sh. So we are going to run bash database.sh. So we are going to call this database pump cow. The username will be pump cow as well. So as you can see, it is created for us the full configuration required to run the database. So we'll copy this. So I'll make a copy of this. I'll call this, I'll rename it to pump cow.pump cow. You can call this whatever you want. I'm just calling it .pump cow because this is my website. And then in this, I will replace all. So here's what is important. You should not commit this file to GitHub, okay? So once we upload the VPS, you are going to delete it. It's very important. So let's upload this file to the VPS. So we shall create a folder here called envs, and that is where I'm going to upload this file. So I'll find in the finder, and this is what I'm going to upload. So I'll move it to the env directory here. So this is the environment file that you're going to be using on the server. Okay, you should have most of this set correctly on this file. So I'm going to update this to be https pump.fan. I'm going to disable installer. Demo is false. App debug is false. Environment is production. For now, I'll leave it local. So next, you're going to set up the GitHub connection to the VPS. So for this, we are going to go to Laravel CI folder. We are going to use the GitHub private repo setup. So I'll head back to the root directory. You can work from wherever you want. I'm working from the root directory, and I'll upload this. So if I ls, I should be able to see the VPS. So bash. So this is going to ask you for the name of the repo. You remember the clone you created? So this is where you're going to put it. So I'll head back to the GitHub page. I come and I paste this here. Right cloud /memex. So what has happened is created for us a bunch of variables we are going to need in the next step. All right. So in the repo that you cloned earlier on, you go to settings. Under deploy keys, you create a new deploy key. So we are going to call this pump cow. So you go and copy the deploy key here and paste it. Don't check this, you don't need this. It will ask for your password, then you can confirm. So the deploy key has been added to GitHub. Next, you're going to create secrets and variables required to automatically deploy the repo. There's environment secrets and there is repository secrets. So new repository secret. Our first secret will be SSH key. And then we'll go back to this file. And you can see it has been given to us here. We'll copy this from where it begins to where it ends. So it's been added. We'll add another secret. This will be the root. Not the root. This will be the username, SSH username. So it's username, and you type here root. Depending on the username you're using to log into your server, this can be root, could be Joseph. We shall add another secret. This will be the host. So this is going to be your IP address. So I'll go to Linode and I'll copy this IP address. And then finally, I'm going to add the SSH port. So we've added the host, we've added the port, we've added the key, and added the username. This will allow GitHub to connect to the VPS and install Memex on our behalf. We are going to go to the variables tab, and we are going to add some repository variables. So we are going to add the www-dir. So this is the folder that is hosting our websites, so that GitHub knows where to place the website. So on my server, it's var/ww. Let me save. So the next thing we want to add here is the site directory. This is the exact folder where the website will be placed. So site directory, pumpcow.fun. So if you don't know where this is, you can just go to your VPS and find out. Now let's add the site name. So this is just for internal tracking. I'll call the site name pumpcow. Then I'll add the GitHub remote. This is the remote URL to clone the repository. Now we'll go back to the command line and we'll copy this, add the variable, and then finally we shall point the installer to the environment file that we created earlier on. So env source. So this is under, let's just check it one more time. So it's under envs.pump.cow. Add this value as well. All right, so this is all. Okay, so our next step is going to be to set up deployment in VS Code. Now that we have the credentials set up, we'll create a directory called .github. In this directory, you're going to create another folder called workflows. So in the bash pack, there's deploy.yml. This is what you're going to copy into the workflows. Okay, and you can look at it. It's just a bunch of code to allow the website get deployed. So then we will commit this file. So I'll call this install, and you sync changes. So to monitor the installation process, we can go to GitHub and look at the actions. If it fails, then we shall fix it. So you can see the install action is running. So it looks like the deployment failed. So host key verification failed. This is going to be a normal problem that might happen to you. So to fix host key verification fail, you need to attempt to clone locally first so that we can add a host key to the server. So let's go back to the VPS and then run this and say git clone this. So do you want to add this host key? You say yes. Now we can reload. We can rerun the same job. So GitHub tries to install again. And then we'll monitor again once more. Perfect. So the installation is complete. So anytime you want to make a change, for example, you want to adjust the website, all you have to do is push to GitHub. I'll show you how. Let's, for example, change this from discover the next trending meme to have fun with memes. So go to a folder. I'll find that phrase. I'll update to have fun with memes. So I go and I commit, I say update page header, commit, and sync changes. So if you go back to GitHub, you must be able to see that action running. The installation is automated. So there will be no downtime at all. The website will continue operating like nothing happened. We'll go and reload the page. It now says have fun with memes. It's been updated. Reinstall, everything is set. See you next time.